Hello everyone, and welcome back to another endgame build. Today we're going to be taking a look at the light bowgun sticky ammo build. That's right, I play a lot of sticky ammo with the heavy bowgun, and so of course I'm familiar with the sticky ammo on the light bowgun as well. One of the better builds in the game, guys, so let's take a look at it. Sticky ammo's OP is really too strong, isn't it? So when we go to set decorations, here is the build. You'll notice I'm using the Sophagiva Aqua Shot. And what you might be surprised by is I have no evade reload on the build. I have double reload assist. It's because I'm really not a big fan of evade reloader. You can drop the reload assist and trade it out with the evade reloader if you prefer, but this is just my preference. And so the awakened abilities, of course, are going to be Nargacuga Essence to drop one of the pieces of the Nargacuga armor set out. We have Recoil Suppressor and then Attack Increase, Attack Increase, Attack Increase, as you might expect. There's a Health Regen Augmentation. Here's the ammo for the weapon. You can take a look at that on your own time. But take a look at this. So we've got Earplugs, Artillery, Evade Window, Tremor Resist we get with the Zora armor set, Health Boost, Free Element, Ammo Up, of course, Divine Blessing 3, huge fan of Divine Blessing, obviously. We have 2 levels of Flinch Free that are built in. Piercing Shot is built in. Peak Performance is built in. Instead of going like Earplugs or instead of going Evade Window, you could have finished off Peak Performance. The other thing you could have tried to do, instead of doing the Earplugs charm, you can actually do the Agitator charm. So very quickly, this whole build can be swapped out to be a much higher damage build. But this is probably what I would do if I wanted to build for like a difficult end game activity. You'll notice, very different from many of the other builds I've shown you so far in this endgame series, is that we have the Glider Mantle and we have the Thunderproof Mantle. What's really going on there? So I've moved off some of the elemental resistance to a mantle with the Thunderproof Mantle, and then I'm using the Glider Mantle to give myself the 2 extra decoration slots down here. The truth is, with the light bowgun, since you don't really have to get quite as close to the monster, you don't really need Rocksteady and you don't really need Temporal Mantle quite as much as you would with other weapons. In fact, one of Rocksteady's best uses is just to ignore the roars, right? You can ignore a roar and then keep attacking through it. Well, we have built-in earplugs because when you go sticky ammo builds on the light bowgun, it's so efficient, you don't really need help with Rocksteady Mantle, and it would be better to just avoid damage altogether and to just kind of chill back and keep shooting your sticky ammo. You also notice I didn't really prioritize KO decorations. Although you can, we're really more interested in just continuously shooting the monster and shooting them in the head. And honestly, Thunderproof Mantle is going to last for a while anyways. So I know that when my Thunderproof Mantle on, I'm getting those 2 levels of KO. But again, you could probably fit in like the 3rd one right here if you wanted KO 3. Or you could change the build up in many, many different ways. It's quite flexible. The most important part is that we're getting a lot of our damage from True Spare Shot. There it is. True Spare Shot and Artillery Secret together are coming together, along with the Free Element Ammo Up, to give us a ton of sticky ammo damage. So let's go ahead and get our item loadout correct, and let's begin a demonstration. There we go. Whoop. It's my sticky ammo item loadout. You should have an item loadout just like that. Actually, let's not leave until we eat. We're going to use let's use a gourmet voucher. And for a lot of weapons, you can usually just eat whatever you want. If you're going to use sticky ammo, you should typically always take Bombardier with you. Here it is, Bombardier. So Bombardier is going to give you like 10% more damage per shot, which is quite a lot. It's one of the biggest damage boosts to the sticky ammo, so skipping it would be silly. All right, there we go. Of course, I encourage you to consider using Feline Insurance. If you're not sure about whether or not your teammates have taken Feline Safeguard, if you're fighting a real tough monster, you might give up Bombardier for Feline Safeguard. It's up to you, but in general, you do want to eat Bombardier for that extra damage. That's the Onigashima skin on the weapon, by the way. Looks really nifty, doesn't it? So what do we got? We got Glider Mantle and Thunderproof Mantle. Now, Thunderproof is because we're fighting Zenogre. If we were fighting, let's say, a fire monster, it'd be Fire Mantle, obviously. You know, if we were fighting Kieran, Kieran's a great example of using sticky ammo because light bowgun sticky ammo works really well on Kieran. Makes Kieran quite easy. All right, we're luring him over with the rock. He's like, hey, what's that? Oh, that's not going to land. I got to get better at that. Alright, so he's all... We don't have to worry about earplugs. Let's go ahead and... I guess we'll put on Glider Mantle to start us out. Why not? Oh, well, this will be fine. So he's knocked over. And one of the nice things about the light bowgun is that because we're using sticky ammo here, we don't really care about his zone values. Let's just get these out. I'm going to start using sticky ammo 3 on him. There we go. We're gonna reload. No evade reload. So I've done a timing between evade reload versus the slow reload. And evade reload is faster. It's just annoying to use. That's all. That's it. That's the whole bit to it. He's gonna get mad. We're still gonna focus on the head. It's better to focus on the head than anywhere else. Some fights you want to save all the crowd control for the last stage, and if that's the case, you want to make sure that... Wow. Is this not activating? We got True Razor Sharp Spare Shot. It hasn't activated once. It's pretty rare. There it goes. I was gonna say, it hasn't activated one time. I forgot to craft more ammo there. So you can see that the Beast Buster is actually just much better than the Light Bowgun, because the Beast Buster holds so much ammo. Beast Buster holds so many shots of ammo. It's pretty wild. Let's go ahead and create a pod real fast. Okay, we created a pod. He's all drooly. Grab this Pierce pod. I'll throw him into this wall again. And we'll miss. And now he's going to get real mad, but we don't care. Just reload right through the roar. Doesn't affect us. And he's KO'd again. Make sure you make the most out of your mines, because to waste them would be to lose a lot of damage output. Even when we can't shoot him in the head, we just keep shooting. That's because it doesn't really matter where we shoot him. Explosive damage ignores hit zones. Looks like we were just getting unlucky with True Spare Shot earlier. Weird. There he goes. He's drooling again. Shoot him in the head. This will soften him up for our teammates. Oh, it looks like he already was soft. Oh, right. Let's go ahead and... Was he? Maybe I'm going crazy. I think I'm going crazy. Didn't really even get a chance to be aggressive, does he? This guy is crowd controlled the whole time by this sticky ammo. So with... I think we've had 2 KOs. Maybe it's 3 at this point. With 3 KOs at this point, there's a very low chance of us KOing him quickly. Now let's go ahead and get this Thunderproof Mantle on. And the funny thing is, then you just swap over to like sleep ammo, right? So we've got all of our Wyvern Blast back, and we're just going to set up on him right here using our sleep ammo. And this is really why Light Bowgun and Heavy Bowgun are really so powerful, because they have so much crowd control that other weapons don't have, you know. And we're just going to use one of these to set this off. Make sure he gets hit by that before he gets away. Very easy. So we have our KO going now. Remember, we have Evade Window 4. It's going to be much easier for us to dodge through anything. We won't have to worry about the timing quite so much, because Evade Window 4 is pretty strong. You could even go Evade Window 5 if you think about it. So there we go. We got hit by a Thunder Blast, but you can see it barely did any damage to us. We had the benefits of both the Thunderproof Mantle, but also Divine Blessing Secret. I'm sorry, Divine Blessing, not Secret, but just Divine Blessing in general happened to proc just then. I had to make a few mistakes and show how much damage we take. Alright, there's another crowd control. He can't help himself. Let's get a paralysis going. This guy can be paralyzed, can he? Pretty sure he can, like one time. There goes. And that would be for your teammates as well. So we've had a sleep, we've had a paralysis. And you know, if you went and you refreshed your ammo, you could probably get another round of those off on him. See, Light Bowgun just has a huge advantage because you don't have to be that close to the monster. Yeah, you'd think that they maybe would have not buffed the sticky ammo for Iceborne, but they totally did. They're like, you know what? We need a buff for sticky ammo, I think. Another knockdown. One of the cool benefits to using the Light Bowgun that the Heavy Bowgun doesn't have is not only the faster strafe speed, but the very quick sheath time. And that sheath time is really useful because it allows you to put your weapon away and eat a healing item, like a max potion or a, what do they call that? Super potion? Max potion, super potion? Hold on, I must be saying that wrong. That doesn't sound right. Mega potion, there we go. Mega potion allows you to eat a mega potion quite quickly. Slow sheath times I've found are one of the most dangerous things in the game, because when you need to eat a max potion to save yourself, but you have a slow sheath speed, that's where everything goes wrong. It's that slow sheath speed. You're most prone in that moment of the fight. So like if you were just to do a study on how people die, it's probably going to be 1 shots, 2 shots, and then finally a case where you're about to be 2 shot and you need to heal, and your slow sheath time gets you. Because when you sheath the weapon, you're stuck in this animation where you can't really strafe, you know? You don't really get to strafe. Use another one of these real fast. So when you're using something like sticky ammo and you flash a monster, they're even less dangerous than before because they can't find you when they're flashed, you know? They kind of use their simplest moves. They don't really use the OP moves. And you just kind of chill back. And sticky ammo, you know, you're not really worried about needing to get close to him and needing to be in the range of him flailing. Because that's what they do. Once you flash the monster, they're flailing. Now the biggest probably downside to sticky ammo is that, oops. Whoa. Ouch. The biggest downside to sticky ammo, hold on, is that it really doesn't do the same damage as the other weapons. You know what I mean? Sticky ammo does do less damage, and the speed runs with sticky ammo can be a little short. I'm sorry, a little long. I said it backwards. So if you wanted to deal more damage, you'd use some other setup, like spread ammo on the heavy bowgun. On the light bowgun, it'd probably be elemental, maybe even normal 2. Yeah, I haven't experimented with the Kulturoth normal 2 light bowgun yet, but the support light bowgun, I need to go experiment with that. But yeah, so if you wanted to do more damage, you'd probably use rapid fire normal 2 on the support light bowgun, or you'd use an elemental ammo setup. What's powerful about the sticky ammo is the ease of use, the fact that there's more room on the build for defensive skills like evade window, health boost, divine blessing, and these mantles, right? The fact that there's more room for those kinds of things, and just really having the paralysis and the sleep ammo along with the multiple KOs is so useful for your team. So sticky ammo is quite powerful on a team. All those KOs you saw, we wouldn't have had so many KOs on a team of 4 people because of the higher thresholds, but we probably would have gotten maybe about 3 to 4 KOs in the course of a match, and that really does add up to damage because your teammates get to pile on the monster and use their optimal damage combos uncontested when the monster's been KO'd, which is one of the reasons why sticky ammo is outperforming other weapons in multiplayer so much right now. When you have somebody on your team using sticky ammo, the fight feels like a cakewalk because it is a cakewalk. So really strong. I hope you appreciate the build. Again, if you want to change it, there's plenty of room on the build for changing, including the mods if you prefer to use evade reload. I think that the slow reload's fine. It's just easier. I don't have to think as much, and you would think that that's just being lazy, but actually when you think less about having to use a reactive skill like dodging or like using evade reload, the truth is your brain can think about other things in the fight more carefully because it's not distracted by this reactive skill that you're needing to use. So that's one of the nice things about creating a defensive setup is you try to reduce the amount of thinking you need to do so that you can focus more on what you're actually trying to accomplish. This is a concept that I learned a long time ago when I used to play real-time strategy games. Being able to focus on fewer things actually makes you smarter at the task at hand. All right, and that's going to be it. I want to thank you all for watching. Let's move on to another